This is Dan from Headmania, and today we're going to talk about an exciting product. We're going to talk about the Momentum Force in-ears. And you're going to understand why I'm so excited about this product. First of all, I've been waiting to get my hands for a while now on these new earbuds from Sennheiser. They have been recently released this year. And as you may know, I'm into earbuds for more than 1 year now for different reasons. But apparently, there are two reasons for why I'm getting into this. First of all, the technology has evolved a lot in the last 4 to 10 years. You get much better quality and stuff like this than you used to dream about more than 5 years ago, more than 4 years ago, actually, more than 3 years ago. And I think they reached a level where they offer really good sound quality and experience for the money. Actually, it got to a point where they really managed to tickle my audiophile senses. And the other part of the reason why I'm getting into this is besides the fact that the technology evolved a lot and they managed to tickle my audiophile senses or needs, it's the fact that I kind of become more comfort oriented. So while in the past I used to carry with me portable sound systems like a big brick, where two things, a DAC and an amp combined, with cables in between, something that was scaring people near me, especially during the subway, when I was going on the subway, and I felt people looking at me with the urge of calling the bomb squad, right? So yeah, I just have to say that I got to a point where I'm not into that anymore. I favor portability and ease of use, especially if you get a certain amount of sound quality. And I think we reached that point, at least from my perspective. And this is where, Sennheiser Momentum Force, I've been waiting for a while now, because I've been testing what we have on the market today. I actually had the Sony XM4. I own the Sony XM4s EMs. I also own the Bose QC2. I tested the Svannar. I tested the new earbuds from Sony, the XM5s. You actually have a video review about this on headmania.org, the YouTube channel, and you can watch more there. What I can say is, yes, I like the XM5s as well, but something was missing in terms of making me to buy them over whatever I already have. Yes, they were exciting. They had a lot of good features. They sound good, but this is a different level from my perspective, because it ticks all the boxes that I want from in-ears. Now, of course, this is subjective, and we can find more of the in the written review, where I get into much more details than I will get into this video. You'll have measurements and stuff like that, in comparison with short comparison with other headphones. But let's start with these headphones. So why do I love them a lot, right? First of all, yeah, the case, it's bigger than the Sony's, but it looks quite nice. It's also sturdier. I feel like the build quality is better on the Sennheiser Momentum Force than on the Sony XM5 or XM4s, or even the Bose QC2. And yes, the Svannars as well, because that's kind of the case is too big from my perspective. Besides that, you can see, and they will find pictures in the review, but you'll see that this is quite a good design. It looks good. It's a sturdy build, but let's get into why I love them so much. First of all, the sound quality is amazing, and I got something that I did not expect from EMs at this price point, because it improved on almost everything that I knew in terms of speed, tactility, bass response, in terms of detail, depth, the natural tonality just flows. The vocals are really good. The woodwind instruments are really textured. You can feel the breath of the artist that's blowing into the instrument itself. You can feel the breath of the artist that is singing, like it's singing in your ear. The vocals are amazing, and also sounds very, very open. It's a fact. It's actually, when I close my eyes, I feel like I'm there on the scene. And I was listening to some concerts, classical music, and I felt like I was in the concert room, the concert hall, I closed my eyes and I had to check my room a couple of times because I was hearing some noise from the concert hall itself, the micro detail that I was not expecting to get on these headphones, right? So it gets into the micro detail very well, and also it's very natural, right? It's not something that is pushed in your face. So I would say that the bass, starting from the bass is strong, it goes deep, and it has a sense of scale, right? And I felt like it helped the sense of scale in a song. It improved the scale, like in Mombasa, from cello to cellos. When the bass was hitting, it was hitting hard, like really big sound coming towards you. Somehow I kind of felt in my chest, and that's weird because they are in-ears headphones, right? It's a pretty good detail in the bass as well. But when it comes to the mid-range, and by the way, the integration between the bass and the mid-range and all of them are very well put together. I don't think any breathing there. But the mid-range is where the magic is with these headphones. I feel like it's a crisp, detailed, textured mid-range that offers incredible experience in terms of instruments. You feel the instruments, you feel the displacement of air near the chords, you feel the you can feel the breath of the artist that is blowing into wood with instruments like saxophones or trumpets or stuff like that. You can feel the breath of the singer that is singing at that point. It's a really, really captivating experience. The transition to the treble is also very well built. I don't have any big picks or stuff like that. I feel that, yes, I've heard headphones that have a better lower treble presence and detail there, but most of the times it was kind of hot there with other headphones, like Svanner, for example. In this case, you have a lot of air, over 8 kilohertz, and the good detail, even if it's a lower presence in between 4 and 8 kilohertz. Still, it's a really good experience. It brings the the excitement in the treble, the detail, without being harsh. Overall, also another thing really important in the headphones is the soundstage. The soundstage is really big. I mean, I felt like on the scene. I felt like in the concert room, and that's an amazing experience from in-ear headphones, and not only in-ear headphones, but wireless earbuds, right? With the DAC included and Bluetooth and everything there, right? So the soundstage is big, it's holographic, it helps you feel like you are inside the music, you immerse yourself into the musical universe. Also, I would say that the detail, again, is really good in terms of you have a lot of detail, micro detail, without being pushed in your face, and it almost all regions from the bass and mid-range, with the focus on the mid-range, if you ask me. The tonality. The tonality is something that I love about them. It's a natural tonality. It's not something that you don't think it lacks something, or it brings something in a natural way in front of you. It helps with emerging yourself into music more, and it actually helps in the transparency level as well. Also the precision, the decays and the transients are strong. I mean, the transient is strong and explosive, and the decay is quite fast but detailed, right? So the separation of instruments is very well done, helping with the placements of the instruments and overall experience of the music. So the sound quality is amazing. I love them. But let's get to some other important stuff that I also love about this headphone: the ease of use aspect. This is a very good headphone in terms of noise cancelling. Maybe not on par with the QC2 from Bose, because I felt like sometimes it's you get more quiet, if you can say that, in a loud environment, but still it's pretty good. And I was driving at one point with this on, and I was a bit tired, and I had to set on the transparency mode because it was too quiet. It was too quiet for me in the car. But yeah, it does a great job. And also, by the way, if you look at the, I'm not going to open this again because I'm afraid it's going to overlap the video. It's going to connect to my phone, but you'll find the pictures in the review. The fact is that you'll see that on the upper body, they have done something that the Bose QC2 has done in terms of putting a small isolation rubber there that helps with the sound insulation, right? So I feel that it helped a lot in achieving a better seal, and that also helps because it's a good noise cancelling, but you also get a better seal compared to the previous model. So yeah, the noise cancelling is quite good, and for me it's I don't need more than this, even if Bose does a better job here. But the transparency mode is the best that I've ever heard, and this is a feature that I use a lot because I have 2 kids and I have a lot of things that I need to either get it off or put a transparency mode on. And I would say that this is by far the best transparency mode I've ever heard in my life, because first of all, it doesn't have delay, it doesn't have lag, right? When you are actually switching on transparency mode, you are not lagging the sounds of the things that happen around you. It's the timing is incredible, right? It almost feels like you remove the headphones. You still feel them, of course, but it sounds like you remove the headphones to some degree. Another thing that I like is that they are very responsive when you touch the headphones. First of all, they only have 2 default modes by default. You hit once, it goes on noise cancelling on. If you hit another one, if you touch another one, it's a transparency mode. So that's a very big switch in between. I like that a lot. I never thought about this before, but it was kind of annoying with other headphones. Like, I think you can customize this, but with other headphones. But to switch from noise cancelling on to off and then transparency mode and get basically using 2 modes only, right? And I had to switch between 3. So this is by default something that I like a lot. And also, it's very responsive. You just touch it and it happens. There's no lag and it just works incredibly well. Of course, there are other features that are important. Features like the Bluetooth support for 5.4. It also has lossless aptX lossless, basically you're not going to miss on the high resolution aspect of these headphones. So they're also prepared from this perspective. I also think that the battery is quite well. I think you have 30 hours of playtime. I think I charged it once, but because it was easy to put on the wireless charger like this and leave it there. But I don't think I ever got to less than 50% battery, and I listened to them for a while now, and in different occasions, because I had them for more than 2.5 weeks, and I tried to use them in different situations, including for the microphone in conversations and in loud environments and stuff like that. I would say that these are my favorite earbuds at this point, and it's a clear winner, right? And you'll ask me how it compares to the others. Like, maybe I'll do a short comparison to the QC2, for example, that it's just better in all departments. You get better soundstage, you get more detail, more tactility. The mid-range is no question there, because the mid-range on QC2 is V-shaped, right? You lose some information there, even with the EQ. Besides that, the sound, the clarity, the detail, everything is better, right? Besides the noise cancelling, let's say. Also, the QC2 are buggy from the case is not connecting to the Android application sometimes, or I think they kind of fixed up a bit with the new firmware updates, but it was annoying. And also the fact that I get some white noise, or not, actually it's a bit worse than white noise. I get some noise, random noise in the channel, on the right channel. That's a no-go from my perspective. If you compare it to XM4s, the XM4s still are enjoyable because they sound natural, but they lose in every other department. The XM5s, I would say that the XM5s is an interesting comparison. I didn't have them with me to do a direct comparison, but I had them for testing. And I would say that they did not convince me to buy them. Right? These convinced me to buy them. I'm not going to give them that back to Avestor. And by the way, thank you, Avestor, for lending this to me, but I'm going to buy them. I'm not going to give them back to you. So XM5s did not convince me from a couple of things. I would say that, yes, they are quite exciting. They are a technological leap compared to XM4s in details and technology, in sound quality level. You get better bass, you get better control there, you get better punch. But but I felt like the mid-range is not necessarily what I enjoy. I mean, they were kind of shouty. I tried to play around with the sound equalizer, and I did not get what I wanted from them, right? So I was not enjoying myself as much, so didn't buy them, right? In this case, by the way, they also have a personalization in the application which works perfectly on the Android phone. You don't have any bugs or nothing. It just works. You connect them and you can personalize your sound without an equalizer. Actually, you have the equalizer option, but you also have a different personalization, sound personalization mode where you actually have to do a sound test and choose whatever you want more in terms of playing around with some volumes or strings and bass and stuff like that and how they combine together. And I was I was not expecting much from that mode, but apparently it did a great job. It was very easy to get my sound. And what I liked a lot about this is that I did not lose sound quality when I used this. I didn't feel like I was losing detail or a punch or tactility or image separation. That's a really good implementation of the sound personalization there. If you ask me to compare them to Svannar, for example, you know my opinion on Svannar. They sound great, but only on the high fidelity mode, and then they're kind of harsh and very buggy. And so yes, these are my favorite earbuds at this point. I love them a lot, and it's not even, I would say, for me, this is not a big debate with the other products. No, this is my favorite. And I recommend them to you. Of course, it might be subjective, maybe it just hit the right spot for me. I'm trying to be objective as much as possible, but you know, this is not it is not something that you can do with a certain degree of, you know, you cannot do it in most of the cases, right? So some people will find different, will like it more or like it less than myself, depending on their preferences and also the ear canal, right? So yeah, I love them. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the review, and it will motivate me to do even more. As you know, this is just a hobby of mine, an important one at that, and I like to share my opinion on different stuff like this. Please hit the like and subscribe button and also check the written review. Thank you very much. Bye.